Well, I've actually been playing the Flora-Bama for about 15 years now, off and on. I grew up in Arab, Alabama. It's North Alabama, but Flora-Bama is kind of like my Ryman or my Green Hall of Texas. And when I first started playing here, it was Jay Hawkins and Rusty and Mike and all the legends of the Flora-Bama. So they were kind of like, I looked up to them and learned so much from those guys. So the Flora-Bama is really kind of my place of learning, I guess, kind of like my college, you know. And so anytime I come back here, it just feels like home. It's where I come to learn and grow and meet new friends and new people. And I hope that it's here forever, because it meant so much to me as a young guy starting out to be able to come and learn from all these older guys, the old guys. Now I'm getting to be the old guy now. And but it's just a great place for young guys and girls starting out to come, because it is like a family, and we always want to welcome more and more people in. We don't turn anybody away. It might be their first show ever. You know, they'd be nervous, and it may not be all that great, but we know they're going to be great. And they're always anxious to learn, and it's just a very important place to me. If you stop growing, I think the day you stop growing, you're going to die. So I have to constantly, I know that I've got to get better and better and work on my craft, and learning from these guys is the best way to do it. They're all professors, and I'm surrounded by great writers, and it's just a great thing. I love learning from these people. I can't get enough of it. I could personally love a song, and I do have songs that I've written that are my favorites, that when I play them out to other people, maybe there's not the connection because they haven't experienced it or for any other reason. But playing my music to crowds is definitely my gauge, because if you can't engage the audience and the listeners and people, the music lovers, then you might as well be on a raft in the middle of the ocean, I think. You know? Seems like all my favorite songs are tragic. You know? Something that's, well, not all of them. I've got songs about my son being born and different things like that, but really emotional experiences for me is, I think, what pulls out my deepest, darkest secrets, and I don't mind sharing them. You know, I'm an open book. But probably the Verdict would be my favorite. I had been to Hank Williams Sr.'s gravesite in Montgomery, Alabama, with a friend of mine, and we were younger, and you know, let's go to Hank's grave. So of course we brought a bottle of whiskey with us, and we sat and picked at his grave for 3 or 4 hours. Sun was coming. It was after a show. Sun was coming up, and I had no business driving, and I did. So I get back to Nashville about 10 or 11 that morning. My wife meets me at the door, and she let me have it. I mean, and I deserved it. So she sent me to my room, which is my office, and I wrote a song in 20 minutes. Wrote the song in 20 minutes, and I really felt like Hank was with me writing it, and it came out very, very Hankish, his style of music. And then not 3 weeks later, I did a show with George Jones in Montgomery, and a big lightning storm came up. So they rushed us off stage, and they invited us to the curator, the Hank Williams Museum curator invited us over to hang out there for the storm to pass. Well, I told him the story about me writing this Hank Williams song. Well, let's hear it. So now I'm on the spot. So I sat down right beside his Cadillac that he had passed away in. I'm halfway through the song, and the jukebox cuts on. So we all got he said it cuts on by itself sometimes. It's kind of strange. I believe the ghost of Hank is there. I really do. You can feel it. So I figured he either hated the song and it was, you know, like, you know, here's what, or he liked it. But the Verdict, I love it because I felt like I wrote with Hank. The atmosphere, it's like you're at your hometown club or venue. You automatically feel at ease right when you walk through the door with all the memorabilia. It's a museum. And within the first 15 minutes, a stranger could walk through the door and they've made a new friend sitting at the bar or talking to the bartender. Everybody treats everybody like family, whether you're from Juneau, Alaska, and you're here for a day, you're going to go home with new friends and family that you're going to stay in touch with. It's just a great place to meet people and feel good about yourself. You always leave feeling a little bit better. And it's not the beer.